Hey, come here.
வீடியோ எல்லாம் மியூட் பண்ணிடுங்க. ஆடியோ மட்டும் கேட்ட போதும். வீடியோ மியூட் பண்ணிடுச்சா? Control charts for, so we already discussed this NP chart, and the next type of chart is, so we know that the control charts are broadly classified into two types: control chart for variables and control chart for attributes. We have discussed one concept, that is the first one, so which is nothing but the control chart for attributes. We have discussed these three topics, that is P chart, NP chart, and we are going to discuss about the last one called as a C chart. Okay, so I think C chart, we discussed it. C chart. No, we didn't discuss. So what is this C chart is? This C chart is used to find number of defectives per unit. Okay, so to find the number of defectives in each and every unit, we go for the C chart. And the C chart enables the management to know whether the number of defects within the tolerance limit or not. Suppose if we consider 10 samples, the maximum limit tolerance is 2 samples. If there are 3 number of samples have been detected, it automatically identifies whether the product is acceptable or the product has to be rejected. Okay. So what is the first step involved in this C chart is, first we'll find the C bar. We know what is C. C is nothing but control chart C, and it is used to find the number of defects. C chart lo on the first we're going to find the average. So we know what is the value for the average. So what is the value for the average? Average, and if you give 10 samples, what is the formula for the average? Sum of the samples divided by total number of samples. So the first one is C bar. So C bar is given by total number of defectives in all samples divided by total number of items inspected. So therefore the total number of defectives is given by sigma C, and total number of items inspected. Suppose if we take a sample and if we identify 100 number of samples, so therefore capital N value will be 100. Sigma C in the sense the addition of all the 100 samples, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on up to 100. So that is sigma C. Okay. Please take down the formula for the center line. So we know that to draw the control chart, we need 3 important parameters. What are the 3 important parameters? Center line, upper control limit, and lower control limit. Now we have calculated the formula for the center line. What is the formula for the center line? Sigma C divided by N. So what is called sigma C? Sigma C is the summation value, summation of total number of samples divided by what is the value of capital N, number of samples inspected. Okay, so did you took this formula? Have you noted? Shall we go for the next slide? Yes. So next step is, as we know that we already calculated the value of the center line. Now we have to find the formula for the upper control limit as well as lower control limit. Okay, so what is the formula for the upper control limit? We already calculated the value of C bar. Okay, so therefore the upper control limit is given by C bar plus 3 root C bar. And what will be the formula for the lower control limit? C bar minus 3 into square root of C bar. Okay, so this is the formula for the upper control limit as well as lower control limit. Now we know 3 formulas, that is center line, upper control limit, and lower control limit. Now we can readily plot the control chart and we can identify whether the item is within the whether the defectives, all the defectives are lying within the control limit or it is crossing the control limit. What will happen when the samples crosses the control limit completely? We cannot accept that sample. It is a defective sample. Okay, the system is out of control. Okay, so did you take down the upper control limit, lower control limits? Okay, so we'll go and solve a problem. Next one. So this is the problem that they have given. So what is the example is 10 LEDs were inspected. How many number of LEDs inspected? 10 LED bulbs are inspected, and we have to identify, to locate the defectives in them. Among the 10 LEDs, we have to identify how many LEDs are defective. Each LED is having some defects shown below. So each and every LED is having few defects, maybe fuse problem, maybe any other internal broke up. Okay, draw the control chart to arrive the conclusion. So we may not estimate manually. After finding the control chart, we can estimate the parameter and we'll find whether the system is in control or out of control. Okay, so these are the LEDs. First LED. In first LED, how many defectives are identified? How many defectives are there in first LED? 2. And coming to second LED, how many defectives are there? 3. Third LED is having how many defectives? 4. And fourth LED has 0 number of defectives. Fifth LED is having 1 defective. Sixth LED is having 3. Seventh LED is having 5 number of defectives. Eighth LED is having 2. LED 9 is having 0 number of defectives. LED 10 is having 1 number of defective. Now we have to find sigma C value, isn't it? Sigma C in the sense the summation of all the defectives. So now we are going to add all these values. What is this value? 2 plus 3, 5. 5 plus 4, 9. 9 plus 0, same 9. 9 plus 1, 10. 10 plus 3, 13. 13 plus 5, 18. 18 plus 2, 20. 20 plus 0, 20. And 20 plus 1, 21. So therefore, what is the value of sigma C? 21. So we have identified the sigma C value. Now, shall we go to the next slide? So first one, we have to find the sigma C value. We have calculated the total number of defectives, that is 21. So therefore, C bar value evlo avum? C bar is equal to sigma C divided by total number of samples. So how many number of samples are inspected? How many number of LEDs are inspected? 10 number of LEDs. Therefore, what is the value of capital N? 10. Okay. So therefore, sigma C value is given by sigma C, C bar is equal to sigma C divided by capital N. So we already know the value of sigma C, which is nothing but 21 divided by capital N. What is the value of capital N? 10. So therefore, 21 divided by 10 gives rise to 2.1. So therefore, the center line lies at the point 2.1. Okay. Now we have to find the upper control limit as well as the lower control limit. What is the formula for the upper control limit? C bar plus 3 into square root of C bar. We know the value of C bar. What is the C bar? 2.1 plus 3 into square root of C bar. That is 2.1. Okay. So that is, we know root 2 value is 1.414. Okay. So we know that is a easy value. So, but here it is root 2.1. So you can either substitute 1.44 or 1.45. So 3 into 1.45 plus 2.1. So therefore the upper control limit is 6.45. Okay, va? Now we have to find the lower control limit. What is the formula for the lower control limit? C bar minus 3 into square root of C bar. What is the value of C bar? C bar and the center line. What is the value of C bar? 2.1. 2.1 minus 3 into square root of C bar. Again, C bar value is 2.1. That is 2.1 minus 3 into square root of 2.1. What is the value of root 2.1? 1.45. So that is 1.45 into 3 gives rise to 4.35. So that is 2.1 minus 4.35. We get a negative value. We know that in earlier cases, if the lower control limit is negative value, we make it as 0. Okay, so therefore it is assumed as 0. Less than 0, we consider it as 0. For negative values, the lower control limit will be 0. Now we know the upper control limit. That is, what is the upper control limit? 6.45. And what is the lower control limit? Lower control limit is a negative value. Therefore, we make it as 0. And what is the value of the center line? 2.1. Now we are ready to draw the control chart. So here is the control chart. This is the control chart where how many number of items we have inspected from the problem. How many number of LEDs are inspected? Totally 10 number of LEDs. Therefore, on the x-axis, we have how many number of samples? 10 number of samples. Okay. So that is, I have chosen 10 number of samples from 1 to 10. Next, we know that first sample, how many defectives are identified in the first sample? 2 number of defectives are identified in the first sample. That is, in first sample, how many number of items LEDs are defective? 2. So therefore, in first LED, there are 2 number of defectives. So therefore, for first LED, we have 2 number of defectives. And for second LED, we have how many number of defectives? 3 number of defectives. Therefore, under the second sample, we take it as 3. Next, third sample. Under the third LED, how many number of defectives are there? 4 number of defectives. Therefore, for the third sample, 4 number of defectives have been identified. Next, coming to fourth sample. For fourth sample, there is no defective. That is, the defective value is 0. So therefore, for fourth sample, the defective value will be 0. And for the fifth sample, how many number of defectives are identified? 1 number of defective. Therefore, for the fifth sample, there is only 1 defective. And for the sixth sample, how many number of defectives are identified? 3. So therefore, for the sixth sample, we have 3 number of defectives. And for the seventh sample, how many number of defectives are identified? 5 number of defectives. Therefore, 5 number of defectives are identified. Like that, we are going to take now total number of defectives in each LED till the 10th sample. For the 10th sample at last, how many number of defectives are there? 1 defective. Therefore, for the 10th sample, number of defectives will be 1. So therefore, we have plotted all the values. That is for the first value, second, third, 4, 5 and so on. Now we have to draw the control chart. So this is the control chart. Okay. So we know the upper control limit and lower control limit. What is the upper control limit? 6.45. What is the lower control limit? 0. What is the center line? 2.1. So therefore, my lower control limit will be 0. And what is the upper control limit? 6.45. And what is the lower center line? 2.1. Okay. So by looking into this graph, we can clearly predict that the system is in control process or out of control process. The system is whether the system is stable or unstable. Why? How can you tell that the system is stable? Yes, all the sample values are lying within the control limit. That is, they are lying between the upper control limit as well as the lower control limit. Therefore, we can conclude that the system is a stable one. Okay, did you understand this problem? Now, shall we go to the next problem? Yes. So this is the next problem. So here they didn't specify any table. Okay, they have given the sample values. What is the problem? 10 pieces of a cloth out of different rolls of equal length contained in the following number of defectives. So it is a C chart. So in this C chart, we are going to find the number of defectives. We know in a control charts, each and every chart is used for specific application. Which chart is used to find the fraction of defectives? To find fraction of defectives, we use which chart? T chart. Okay. So similarly, to find the number of defectives, we use the C chart. Okay. Here they didn't specify the C chart. Whereas in the previous case, they have clearly specified draw the C chart. Okay. Whereas in this case, they didn't specify the C chart, but how can you identify it is a C chart? Number of defectives. If you find a hint number of defectives, then it is a C chart. If it is a fraction of defectives, then it is which chart? If it is instead of number of defectives, if the question is given as fraction of defectives, then we have to plot which chart? P chart. Very good. Okay. So these are the number of defectives they have given: 2, 5, 8, 10. Draw the control chart and state whether the process is stable or unstable. Okay. Now we have to add all these values. Why? We have to find the sigma C. What is sigma C? 2 plus 5 plus 1 plus 0 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 1 plus 0. So what is 2? 2 plus 5? 7. 7 plus 1? 8. 8 plus 0? Again 8. And 8 plus 3? The 11. 11 plus 4? 15. 15 plus 6? 21. 21 plus 8? 29. 29 plus 1? 30. So therefore sigma C value is 30 divided by total number of samples inspected. How many number of samples we are going to inspect? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So therefore, what is the value of C bar? C bar is equal to 30 divided by 10, which is nothing but C bar is equal to 3. Okay. Did you understand? So what is the difference between the previous problem and this problem? In previous problem, they have given a tabular column and they have clearly stated that for first sample 2 number of defectives, for the second sample 3 number of defectives. Whereas in this case, they didn't mention that, but we have to assume this is the first sample and this is the 10th sample. Okay. So if you want, you can draw the tabular column, take the number of samples from 1 to 10, and yourself you can draw for the first sample how many number of pieces are defective? 2. For the second sample, how many number of pieces are defective? 5. For the 10th sample, how many number of pieces are defective? 0. Clear? Now what is the next step? What is the next step after finding the center line? What we have to find? Upper control limit, lower control limit. What is the formula for the upper control limit? C bar plus 3 into square root of C bar. What is C bar value? 3 plus 3 into square root of C bar. That is 3 into root 3. What is root 3? 1.732. So therefore 1.732 into 3, which is nothing but 5.196. If we add this with 3, we get the upper control limit as 8.196. Therefore, what is the upper control limit? 8.196. Now, similarly, we have to find the lower control limit. What is the formula for the lower control limit? Same, but we'll get the minus symbol. That is C bar minus 3 into square root of C. So that is 3 minus 3 into square root of 3. 3 value means 1.732 into 3. So that is 5.196, which is subtracted with. So here it is not 2.1. This is 3. 3 minus 5.196, which is nothing but minus 2.196. We know whenever we get negative values as a control limit, we take it as 0. Okay, clear. Now what is the lower control limit? 0. So now we calculated all the parameters. Center line is 3. Upper control limit is 8. Lower control limit is 0. Now what is the next step? Control chart. We are going to draw the control chart. Okay. So first we draw the control chart and we take 10 number of samples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So first draw the center line. What is the center line value? Center line is 3. So therefore the center line is 3. And lower control limit is 0. What is the lower control limit? 0. Next. Upper control limit. What is the value of upper control limit? 8.196. So the upper control limit is 8.196. Now we have to find the number of defectives. How we will find the number of defectives? From the problem, it is clearly stated that For the first sample, how many number of defectives are available? 2. Very good. For the first sample, 2 number of defectives are identified. For second sample, 5. Very good, Mohan. For the second sample, 5 number of samples are defectives. And what about third sample? 1. Fourth sample, 0. So therefore, for the third sample, it is 1. For the fourth sample, it is 0. What about fifth sample? 3. Sixth sample, 4. So for the fifth sample, it is 3. For the sixth sample, it is 4. Next. What about the seventh sample? 6. Eighth sample, 8. So seventh sample is 6. Eighth sample is 8. What about the ninth sample? 1. 10th sample is 0. So for the ninth sample, it is 1. For the 10th sample, it is 0. Now let us draw the control chart. Okay. So now we can tell that the system is within the control limits or out of the control limits. The system is lying within the control limits. Therefore, we can approve this one. This is the system is stable. Okay. So this is about the first concept, that is control charts for variables, attributes. Now we'll go to the next concept in next coming classes.